single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make.
Well, good morning folks, it's Paul here from All About Motorbikes. How are you all doing? It is October the 16th at 7:15 in the morning and it's 11 degrees. Got quite a bit of a wind up as well. And I'm on my way to work. It is a Wednesday morning and I'm stuck behind slow people, but not for much longer. It's just breaking daylight. I don't like to go too fast when I'm coming round leaves. It's not a nice feeling, especially when they're damp and everything slips away from you. As you probably know, I've never put a video up for a couple of months. It's not that I didn't have any content, it's just that I could not be bothered. I've had a break and I've concentrated on my family. And I've enjoyed myself actually, I really have. Sometimes it's nice just to take that pressure away. I've got myself a new helmet. Well, a good friend's helped me out. And the good friend I'm talking about, and I mean this guy is an absolute diamond. He's what I consider what people should be like. You know, the world would be a much better place if they were all like this fella. And the bloke's called Derek Brown. Now he has a YouTube channel which I shall leave a link to. And he's relatively new, he's been on the go for about a year. But he needs to get his subscriber count up, so please follow him. Yes, well I've bought a new helmet, a Shark Evoline 3. An absolutely cracking helmet, and it's one of a couple of helmets that can only be used legally in the open face position, because the actual chin bar goes all the way back 180 degrees to the rear of the helmet and forms part of the aerodynamics, so you get no drag, nothing. I mean, if you put a flip front up in front of you, you're going to get a hell of a lot of drag and turbulence, and your head's going to be buffeted and your neck is going to ache like hell, and you're not legally allowed to ride it like that, whereas these helmets you can. In this Shark Evoline 3 the wind has been significantly reduced when you consider the other helmet that I used to have, which was a modular flip up front. So it's, you know, I mean, it's brilliant. It doesn't have a pin lock, but it's got anti-fog on it, so it doesn't actually steam up. I've set off later this morning. We're considering I've set off late. I'm going to struggle now with all the traffic, because this time of morning, I mean it's nearly 7:20 now. You struggle with the traffic because it gets more heavier. But thankfully, because I'm on a bike, it shouldn't make too much difference unless I'm on a road like this where we've got double white lines. Well, the dawn is just breaking. The sun hasn't risen yet above the skyline, so... And as I say, it's 7:20 now. I'll tell you what I feel that riding all the way through the year, regardless of any conditions, even in the wet I've been riding, it doesn't half make you a better rider. It hones your skills. Today is what I call the hump day. It's a hump of the week, so now we're on the downslide to the weekend, thank God. But at the same time is just flying by so quick. But yeah, I want to talk about Derek because I've never met a bloke who's like myself, who'll go out of his way to do anything for you. And it's humbling actually to meet someone as kind and as generous as that man. I mean, I've been riding this bike for a year now, and I've got to say the seat was so uncomfortable. Now I was gifted an Airhawk, but the Airhawks, I've got to say, I don't rate them at all. My own personal view, but I think they're absolute bloody rubbish. You know, I'm thankful that I was gifted it, but at the same time it made not much difference at all. In fact, it became so uncomfortable riding it, I took it off and I've never had it back on. And Derek said I've bought a seat for his bike, and he said it's absolutely brilliant, Paul. He said it's that brilliant, I'm going to actually get you one. I couldn't believe it. The bloke did, he actually went out of his way and got me one. And it is one of the best seats I've ever had. It makes a huge difference. Whereas when I was riding to work, which is 20 miles, you'd be up and down in your seat, no end, fidgeting, moving because your bum was getting numb. But now I can sit on this seat all the way to work, not move once, and not have any signs of numbness or anything, any aches or pains. It's absolutely brilliant. And that's thanks to that fella, Derek. The salt of the earth, that fella. I can't praise him high enough, and if I could do more for him, I certainly would, because he deserves so much. And I'll guarantee you this, I'll forever be in his debt. I really will. Two choices to go to work today. Follow this route and then turn right down to the Mad Mile and get on the 66, which is full of roundabouts and traffic lights. But actually, even though it still seems to be a bit of a quicker route to get to work. Or we go down the Parkway, which I'm thinking seriously of going, but it is 4 miles further. And this is another thing I have to contend with. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not. I filter quite a lot. But this bike, the Pan-European ST1300, inspires you so much. People talk about it being a big, heavy bike. You know, oh, I wouldn't be able to... That really drives me mad. Yes, it's not as light as some bikes, but I'll tell you something now, you can throw this bike around just as good as any other bike. It really, really can be thrown around. You know, it's nimble, it's agile. You learn to adjust to riding it, because what you won't do is park it on a downhill facing down to only then have to pull it out, because it is heavy. You learn to reverse it in and then you can drive straight out. You just learn to adjust your riding. But once you're on it, this feels as agile and as nimble as any other bike, and I mean that sincerely. Well, I've actually enjoyed my riding on the motorbikes, but not putting any videos up. I think sometimes you do need a break from it, don't you? Now, I did have a load of videos that I was going to put up, but I've changed my mind. Fresh start now. This will be the first video, and anything I make after this will then be put up after, in order of being filmed. Anything from the past is no longer available now, because I've took the liberty of deleting everything, clearing up some memory space and starting afresh. I actually put my touring screen back on with it winter coming up. Makes so much difference. Doesn't half protect you from the elements. I do plan on going down to Coventry to see Derek as well at some point, and have a few rides out with him. Now, we did a ride out in a couple of weeks ago to Richmond Waterfalls, and that was absolutely brilliant. What an epic day out with a good friend. I didn't make a video, well, I started to make one, but I forgot all about it. I started the video, went down to meet him, forgot to, you know, I turned it off when I got there. When we set off, forgot to turn it back on. By the time I realised we were at Richmond bloody Falls. Just shows you, doesn't it, sometimes? And that's because I've got used to not actually filming. So anyway, folks, just a quick one. I am coming back now with videos, and I will be doing some more rides out and topics and stuff like that. You know, I've had a break. I've enjoyed the break. You know, and I think sometimes everyone should have a break from YouTube. It does it the world of good. It reinvigorates you. So, I've been Paul from All About Motorbikes. Hope you've enjoyed this short but brief. Short but brief, I don't even know what to say now. Short but brief. I'm back, let's just put it that way. Let's forget about all these innuendos. I'm back, and I shall be making uploads again on a regular basis. So, bye for now, folks. Bye.